यशोदानन्दना जय व्रज जनरञ्जना जय यशोदानन्दना जय व्रज जनरञ्जना जय Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. Tighten. Hare Krishna. I'm very, very grateful to be here in this beautiful Radha Gokulananji Bhaktivedanta Manor, where Srila Prabhupada himself established the deities here. So I'm feeling very honored to be here, and I'm feeling very happy and grateful to be here, but most unqualified to speak on the most senior, most and greatest Acharya from our Vaishnava tradition, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. But with your blessings and permission, with all the senior devotees here, I'll try. So I've just made some notes from the wonderful book written by Rup Vilas Prabhuji, and I just came to know that he's from here, from London. So this is such an amazing book, and everything that I have heard or about Bhaktivinod Thakur and much more, I could read so much more about his life from this book. So I wanted to read from the preface because that will give an idea to us about the situation that Bhaktivinod Thakur appeared, the situation in India at that time before the birth of Bhaktivinod Thakur, and so I would like to just read some part that the situation in India at that time under the British rule was such that they really were discouraging any kind of Sanskrit or scriptures, and there was a widespread propaganda that to discourage or allow the Indian community to understand the greatness of the Vedic scriptures. So if we read here from this book, you understand that. So the British, with some notable exception amongst their scholars such as His Holiness H.H. Wilson and Sir William Jones, viewed any native endeavor to uncover and extol the glories of their greatest heritage as undesirable and foolish at best. and at worst they piled abuse and invective on Vedic thought and scriptures in ill-conceived and misinformed attacks. In 1838, the year of Thakur Bhaktivinod's birth, there was some debate of India's Supreme Ruling Council chaired by Lord Bentinck as to the value of teaching Sanskrit and India's classical literatures as well as regional languages in schools to be established by the British for the education of the Indian people. A few members of the council were mildly in favor of it, but the elegantly expressed, fully ethnocentric and Philistine view of Thomas Macaulay prevailed. And what was his views? Macaulay, these were his words, that who could deny that a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia put together? I mean, this is what his opinion was. And he went on to make the outrageous assertion that all the historical information which has been collected from all the books written in the Sanskrit language is less valuable than what may be found in the most paltry abridgments used at preparatory schools in England. So, to summarize it, you can understand that the situation in India was such that, there was a great need of some revolution to happen so that, the whole understanding of the people should change and should understand that there's such wealth of knowledge in Vedic scriptures. And this is the year that 1838 when Bhaktivinod Thakur, our greatest acharya in our line of Vaishnava tradition, who appeared, and it is only by his efforts, and his efforts was so much that he spent almost 8 years of his life just searching, because by the time he, you could see by this propaganda, there was really no scriptures of Vedic scriptures and Sanskrit books were available. They had all just gone lost. There was no way that anyone could understand the great heritage of our Vaishnava tradition. And Bhaktivinod Thakur, it is only by his efforts, which was like for 8 to 10 years, he was just searching, and he was trying to find all the Vedic scriptures and especially the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everything was lost by then. All the Sanskrit verses, the Sanskrit verses, the Shikshashtakam, the 8 teachings of 8 verses that we are chanting every day in the morning. Now it's available to us only because of the efforts of Bhaktivinod Thakur to really get all these scriptures, to find all these scriptures. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, all these were lost. And it is only by his effort he found these scriptures and then made copies of them and then brought it into printing so that everyone became aware of it. So this is like the only by the mercy of Bhaktivinod Thakur that we are here, we have the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu available. And the next thing I would like to read about is that Bhaktivinod Thakur's life, and he was born in a very, very aristocratic, wealthy family in West Bengal. And it was like his whole family had a very, very, like a lineage coming from very, very aristocratic and very known families, Kayastha family. And he had all the privileges when he was born. He was from a very wealthy family, so his education was, from the best schools and from the best, but still, from childhood he had a lot of physical ailments and problems. But even though through all the health issues, he still progressed, and tried to be the best in his field. And the greatness of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is that he was known. He got the most highest position at that time in the British government. Like, they would not allow any high positions to be given to any Indian people, but among all of the people, he was given the most highest position as the assistant magistrate at that time, which was, that high post was never given to anybody. So you can imagine that he was such a qualified person that he got this post because of his efforts, and he was so qualified that, and because of his spiritual advancement and because of his intelligence, he was able to solve all the cases as the magistrate within the most shortest of time. He was so intelligent, and all the cases that used to be pending, he would, finish hearing them and giving his judgment in very short time. And that's how he became so valuable to the British government that they really made all the facilities for him to come to his office. And at that time, which is really unheard of, a railway line was made just right outside his house, which would bring him by train from his home to his office. So this is the level of position that he held in the British. And once he began his spiritual writings, his realizations and his was so profound, and they are all noted in many of the books that he has written. Even the bhajan that we started with, Jai Radha Madhav, which Srila Prabhupada loved this bhajan and he chose this. It was also written by Bhaktivinod Thakur. And Bhaktivinod Thakur has written so many beautiful bhajans, like collections of bhajans, not just bhajans. And the names of his books that he's written are Gita Mala, Gitavali, Sharanagati, and Shri Krishna Samhita, and there are many, many other books. And another very, very significant book that he wrote, and that was the Life and Precepts of Lord Chaitanya. And this was a book which he wrote, and he, with great effort, he actually sent it to London in one of the universities. And this is after all the study that he did of all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. He wrote this book, and for the first time in the history of our Indian history of Vaishnava traditions, first time this knowledge of Vaishnava culture left the borders of India and was sent to London. And with great efforts he achieved this. And it happened in the year 1896 that this book reached London. And it happens that it's the same year that Srila Prabhupada was born, and who later on took this Vaishnava culture of Krishna Bhakti out of the shore, beyond, and spread it all over the world. So this is a very great achievement by Bhaktivinod Thakur. It's like he sowed the seed, He is the one who sowed the seed of spreading this knowledge of Krishna consciousness, this Vaishnava culture all over the world. And it later on fructified in the form of Srila Prabhupada going to each and every all over the world and spreading this Vaishnava tradition in all the countries of the world. So it is all because of Bhaktivinod Thakur that we are today sitting in this beautiful temple here, in London, from where. So I feel that we are really blessed to have, he's like our Param Guru, and he, just like how a grandfather is more affectionate to his grandchildren, so he is like our grandfather and he's our great-great-grandfather, so he will be more and more merciful to all of us, so we can really on this day humbly pray that we can follow in his footsteps, try to imbibe all these great qualities that he had, and try to perfect our lives by following the process of Krishna consciousness. And his greatest example to all of us, especially Grahasthas, is that he was an ideal Grahastha. At the same time, he was practicing the highest, and exhibiting the highest Krishna consciousness, or the levels of renunciation and focus on his spiritual life. And he completely showed that how we can balance our life, have a very Krishna conscious life of complete service towards the mission, and at the same time be a good grahastha and maintain that balance. So he's a perfect example of that, because he had 10 children and a very, very busy life as an assistant magistrate, and yet he has contributed so much to our Vaishnava lineage by writing so many books. So you can imagine, he has almost written hundreds and hundreds of books, hundreds of bhajans. So how his lifestyle must have been, that he must have not wasted a single moment, in any kind of sense gratification, just like how sometimes we have time, we just waste it. But he has showed an example how every moment he used in the service of the Lord. And one more thing that we can learn from him is, his complete, as a magistrate, he had no tolerance at all, to anything other than, following the teachings of our Vaishnava traditions. Any kind of hypocrisy or any kind of he immediately exposed it, because he was completely brave and courageous, and we can see that example of how he tackled the case of one very, very powerful mystic yogi, and his name was Bishikashen, and he was such a powerful mystic, and he had got so much fame, he had become so popular in the community, Indian community at that time, because he had the powers to heal, and he was showing so many miracles that all the people were blindly following him. But because of getting so much fame, and he was so proud of his following, that he started exploiting. And it is said that he started exploiting women, and the complaints were, gradually reaching the British government, that there is this great powerful yogi who has got such a following, but is a very corrupt person, and he is really exploiting. So when Bhaktivinod Thakur heard about this case, even though everyone told him that don't, try to challenge him or don't try to expose him, because he's so powerful that he has mystical powers and he can completely destroy you and your family. But because Bhaktivinoda Thakur was so great, I mean, he just, and he was so brave and courageous that he took this challenge and he went to just meet the yogi at the middle of the night, just to see him and observe him. And he could observe, that there were thousands of people coming to him, and everybody was like blinded so much that they couldn't see through this person. So he went to him and he started, speaking just to find out his mentality. And he started saying, "Oh, you are a great yogi. You have such a big following. Why don't you come to Jagannath Puri? And there you will get more followers, and you can be close to Jagannath temple." And immediately he said that, who is Jagannath? Jagannath is just the deity is just a piece of wood. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead and everyone should be following me. So immediately Bhaktivinoda Thakur could understand that this person is actually a rascal and he is trying to mislead people and trying to, just get followers. So immediately he, made a report against him, and he actually took the authorities, the police, and went to him to arrest him. And he was so powerful that, by his mystical powers, like everybody was afraid even to go close to him. But somehow they captured him and they put him in jail. And when he was being taken away, he started threatening Bhaktivinoda Thakur that, I will completely destroy your family. And, and he even then started giving him, trying to bribe him by saying that by my powers you will become like, like the king of, and I can make you even the king. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur was such a, man of such great integrity that he was not affected by anything, and he put this Vishikishen in jail. And when he was brought before, for his trial, he was, he was like, nobody was able to control him because of his powers. There was like sparks coming from his hair and head, and anybody who was coming to touch him was really afraid. And by his spiritual power, Bhaktivinoda Thakur understood that the power of this person lies in the hair. So even though he was looking so, fearsome and everybody was scared of him, Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself went near him and with the scissors cut his hair off. And as soon as the hair was cut, all his, powers just disappeared, and he kind of fell down completely without any energy. And then he was easily... So by this story we can see that Bhaktivinoda Thakur he's teaching us by his example how we have to be very, very discerning about whom we follow. And he was very against anyone trying to, take the position of the Lord. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also given us the greatest gift, and that is in the form of his son, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he was actually praying to the Lord, and he was begging, to send a ray of Vishnu who can really spread this message of Vaishnava culture all over the world. And finally, when he was posted in Jagannath Puri, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, his son was born, and who later on, became the person who actually spread the Vaishnava traditions all over India. And Srila Prabhupada, his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he became the guru of Srila Prabhupada. So this is his greatest gift. And one more gift that he has given us is that Mayapur Dham was also kind of Navadvip Dham. At that time when Bhaktivinod Thakur was there, nobody actually knew the actual position or the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, because there was a lot of changes. The whole Ganga river had changed its course, and over time people had lost, where exactly is Lord Chaitanya's birthplace. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was posted, he was trying his best somehow to get a transfer to Mayapur, and finally he had to threaten them. He said, I will leave my job if you don't transfer me. And finally he got a transfer to Mayapur, and that's when he started studying. Again, he was doing a lot of research and reading from all the books that were there to find the exact location. And finally he found the exact location, from when he was reading the scriptures, and there was a mention, that of the location of the actual birthplace. So then according to the old maps, he just checked, and then to test that, he actually took his own spiritual master, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, to that place. And as soon as he reached to that holy place, he was brought in a basket, Jagannath Das Babaji, and at that time he was almost like 125 years old or something, very old. And he was carried in a basket to this exact location which Bhaktivinoda Thakur had pointed out. And as soon as he reached there, he just jumped out of the basket and started jumping. And he was singing Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. And that's when Bhaktivinoda Thakur got the confirmation that yes, this is the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. And so today we have this beautiful temple there in Mayapur at the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, and our Mayapur Chandrodaya temple. That is only because of the vision of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he had this vision hundreds of years, hundreds of years from today. He already had that vision for the future. And he was the one who made this statement that one day will come when Europeans and the Westerners will be coming to Mayapur and chanting the holy names and dancing in ecstasy. And this was at a time when we read that there was not even a single scriptures available. And, so he had this vision, hundreds of years later, what is going to happen. And he is the one who actually mentioned this, that there will be a Senapati Bhakta who will appear in the future and who will make this vision, come to reality. And that is none other than His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our eternal spiritual master, who has fulfilled the legacy which Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave to us. And he has actually made it all happen. So we are very, very blessed to be coming in the lineage of such a great Vaishnava as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who has shown by his example how we have to be completely loyal to this path of bhakti and completely loyal to the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our acharyas, previous acharyas. And on this day, we can just pray in the mood of a beggar to Bhaktivinod Thakur that we can fulfill his vision and participate in his vision and work towards fulfilling the mission, his mission, which is being given to us through the disciplic succession, through our spiritual masters. The mission is being passed on. And if we can sincerely, with all our heart, dedicate ourselves and our lives to spreading the teachings of Lord Chaitanya in every town and village, because that is the vision of Bhaktivinod Thakur. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Please, Prabhuji, if you can share some points, give some.
Very nice class. Thank you, Mataji. Just a slight correction. The book that Srila Bhaktivinod sent on the teaching, the life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya, was sent to Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, not London. Oh, I just assumed.
McGill University.
Oh, yeah, Thank you so much. Canada. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, his life is so exemplary. He got so much done, as you mentioned, writing and his books and bhajans and songs. It's just inconceivable. But we see that in Srila Prabhupada also, that he did so much, maybe equivalent in his writings. And that's because they wasted no time. They were completely focused. If we see both their schedules, they slept very, very short time. And just mainly in the evening, or the night hours, late night hours, they translate early morning hours. And that's when you can actually concentrate the best. So it's a very wonderful example for all of us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Somebody asked, yeah.
The one thing to remember, I remember by my Shiksha Guru, Mother Kalangana, she says we can't imitate these people. Artificial renunciation and lack of sleep, it's like, especially for me, it's damaging actually to our health. And it's worth noting, whereas these people were specially empowered, they had this understanding, but certainly their lifetimes were so austere that they had sort of, you could say, as a pastime, they had ill health, and traveling in the jungles, they were bitten by snakes or insects. But the Goswamis, they were very, very austere, but we can't imitate them. The other thing also to remember is this staying up late at night is not a good thing, because it damages the memory. We got to sleep to have intelligence, and which I'm sorely lacking in. But it's just from my experience. I have a short-term memory now, and I just suffer from it due to my service days, where I thought I could do anything, but it didn't. It took its toll, actually. So I would say to anybody, keep healthy as well. We can't copy these people, but we can admire their empowerment or see that it's totally unique to them. They were empowered by Krishna himself. That's just my point. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for this point.
I haven't got questions.
so much. Yeah, I was just saying one point that somebody asked Srila Prabhupada uh, that if Bhaktivinod Thakur was so powerful, then, I mean, Krishna consciousness movement could have been spread right at that time. Why was it not, So Srila Prabhupada, I think, answered, he said that Bhaktivinod Thakur is so powerful that he could have achieved everything, but then he has given that, he has left that work for all of us. So we have to take part in that mission so that uh, we can fulfill his mission. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Khargasita Mataji ki. So now we have the Pushpanjali and then we will have the Aarti of Bhaktivinod Thakur. So we can assemble for the Pushpanjali and the Aarti.
If some devotees could distribute flowers. Start, yeah, okay. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistang Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandehang Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitang Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschachadeshatarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Barshabhanave Devi Dayataya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryochvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostate Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Varudapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestvam Nirdishta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanipyo Vaishnavipyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Tvaze Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Svarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Jaitam Srutau Pangor Mama Manda Mater Gati Matsarvasva Padambojao Radha Madana Mohano Divya Brindaranya Kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prestali Bi Sevya Mano Smarami Sriman Rasarasamarambi Vangshi Vata Tatastitaha Karshan Venus Vanayar Gopir Gopinata Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhi Brindavanishvari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So bear in mind to divide your petals into 9. We'll do 3 sets of 3 Pushpanjalis. Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Esha Pushpanjali Esha Pushpanjali Esha Pushpanjali Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasabali Shmati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gurvani Pacharni Nivashesha Shunyavadi Paschachide Satarine Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Esha Pushpanjali Esha Pushpanjali Esha Pushpanjali Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasabali Shmati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Chani Nivaseshin Vadi Paschatristarani Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Esha Pushpanjali Esha Pushpanjali Esha Pushpanjali Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasabali Shmati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gurvani Pacharni Nivasesha Shunyavadi Paschatristarni Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinod Tagore Ki Jai.
Samsara dava nalalita loka Pranaya karuna kanaganatvam Naya Samsara dava nalalita loka Pranaya karuna kanaganatvam Pranaya karuna kanaganatvam Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Bande Guru Shri Charanarabindam Mahaprabhu Kirtanadita Gita Paritra Madhyam Manasura Sena Ramachakamba Chitaranga Bhajo Bande Guru Shri Charanarabindam Sri Vigrahara Dhananitanana Shingaratan Mandirmajanano Radha Dhananitanana Vingaratama Yukta Shabhata Chanayuja Topi Pande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Chaturdi Rashi Bhagavad Prasado Paranakirtan Hari Bhakta Sangha Krite Bhakti Peham Bhajita Sadeva Pande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Shri Radhika Madhavyoda Padaham Madhurya Leela Gunarupananam Pratiksanasa Gadalolupasya Pande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Nikunjayo no Radikali Siddhe Yadai Biru Therapexaleya Nirvasaleya Tatati Daksha Tativalya Bhasya Pande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Saksaraditre nasamasta sastre Uttastatava vyareva sadhe Kintu prabhuya priyaiva tasya Pande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Yasha Prasada Bhagavad Prasado Yasha Prasada Nagati Katopi Nayam Tuvankasya Yashasi Sanyam Pande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Bhaktivinod, Jaya Bhaktivinod, Bhaktivinod, Jaya Bhaktivinod. Jaya Bhaktivinod, Jaya Bhaktivinod, Bhaktivinod, Jaya Bhaktivinod. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Namo Vishnu Vadahaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutare Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Paskatari Satarine Namaste Devi. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Jaya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Bolo Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, Jaya Bhaktivinod Thakur, Bhaktivinod Thakur, Jaya Bhaktivinod Thakur. Jaya Bhaktivinod Thakur, Bhaktivinod Thakur, Bhaktivinod Thakur, Jaya Bhaktivinod Thakur. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur ki jai.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivacharya Shrutashtak, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivacharya Shrutashtak, His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki, Ananta Goti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, बोलो ब्रजमिषि वृंदावन धाम की, नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, श्री राधा गोकुलानंद की, श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, Taigor Premanande, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur Avirbhav Tithi Maha Mahotsav ki, Taigor Premanande.
If anyone wants to stay for bhajans, Bhaktivinod Thakur bhajans, please do. We can take turns to sing. Yashomati Nandana Brajaparanagara Gokula Ranjana Kahana Yashomati Nandana Brajaparanagara Gokula Ranjana Kahana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Kaliya Dhammana Vidhana Kaliya Dhammana Vidhana Amala Harena Mamiya Vilasa Amala Harena Mamiya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Bangsi Vadana Suvasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Bangsi Vadana Suvasa Brajajana Palana Surakulana Shana Brajajana Palana Asurakulana Shana Nanda Godana Rakovala Nanda Godana Rakovala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Pasanahara Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Bhaktivinod Ashraya Bhaktivinod Ashraya Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Dhammana Vidhana Kaliya Dhammana Vidhana Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur ki jai. Anyone else want to sing? You want to sing anything? Okay, fine. I can play this. Take mic.
मानस देहो गेहो मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोर आर पीलू तू आपदे नंद किशोर मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोर आर पीलू तू आपदे नंद किशोर संपदेवी पदे जीवाने मराने दाय ममा गेला तुवा ओपाद बराने संपदेवी जीवाने मराने दाय ममा गेला तुवा ओपाद भरा मारो भीरा खोबी जो इच्छा तोहारा नित्य दास प्रति तुवा अधिकारा मारो बीरा को भी जो इच्छा तोहारा नित्य दास प्रति तुवा अधिकार मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मो आर पिलू तुवा पदे नंद किशोर देहो गेहो जो किछु मोर आर पिलू तुआ पदे नंद किशोर जन्माओ भी मोए इच्छा जड़ी तो भक्त गृहे जनी जन्मा हो मोरा जन्माओ भी मोए इच्छा जड़ी तो जन्मा हो मोरा कीट जन्मा हो यथा तुवादास बहिर्मुख ब्रह्म जन्मा नाही आसा कीट जन्मा हो यथा तुवादास बहिर्मुख ब्रह्म जन्मा नाहिया भुक्ति मुक्ति स्पृहा विहीन जे भक्ता लभाइते ताको संगा अनुरागता भुक्ति मुक्ति स्पृहा विहीन जे भक्ता लभाइते ताको संगा अनुरागता मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा आर पिलू तुआ पदे नंद किशोर मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा आर पिलू तुआ नंद किशोर जनक जाननी दायिता तनया प्रभु गुरुपति तुहु सर्वमोया जनक जाननी दायिता तनया प्रभु गुरुपति तुहु मोया भक्ति विनोदा को है सुनो एकाना राधानाथ तुहु आमार परान भक्ति विनोद कहे मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोर आर पिलु तुआ पदे नंद किशोर मानस देहो गेहो जो किछु मोरा आर पिलु तुआ पदे नंद किशोर। जीव जागो गौरा चंद बोले कोट निद्र माया पिशाचिर कोले। जीव जागो गौरा चंद जीव जागो गौरा चंद बोले कोट निद्र माया पिशाचिर कोले। भजिबो बोलिया ऐसे संसार भितरे भूलिया रहिले तुमी अविद्यार भारे। তোমার লোহিতা আমি হইনু অবতার আমি বিনা বন্ধু আর কে আছে তোমার। এনেছি আশান্তি মায়া নসিবর লাগি হরি নাম মহামন্ত্র লাই তুমি মাগি। भक्ति विनोद प्रभु
Charan Pariya Se Hari Nama Mantra Loilo Magiya Jeev Jaga Gaura Chanda Bole Kotanidra Jamaya Pisachira Kole
Just have to find it. Thank you. Just trying to... Okay. Udilo Aruna Purababa Bagi Dvijamane Gora Mani Jagi Bhakata Samoha Loyo Sahate Gela Nagara Brahaje Loilo Sata Gela Nagara Brahaje Tatai tatai bhajaloko Gana gana tahe chajeraro Tatai bhajaloko Gana gana tahe chajeraro Premi tala dala sonaranga Charane nupurabaje Dala sonaranga Charane nupurabaje Mukunda Madhava Jadava Hari Bolo Lena Bolo Revadana Bore Kunda Madhava Jadava Hari Bolena Bolo Revadana Bore Michinita Base Galore Rahate Divasa Sharira Sahaje Nide Base Gelore Rate Divasa Sharira Sahaje Emona Durlaba Manava Deho Payaki Koro Bhavana Keho Emona Durlaba Manava Deho Payaki Koro Bhavana Keho Ebina Bajile Jashoda Sutta Charame Poribila Je Ebina Bajile Yashoda Sutta Charame Poribila Je Udetata Pana Hoile Asta Dina Gelo Pole Hoi Bibiasta Tabi Keno Ebi Alasahoi Nabachari Doyara Je Keno Ebi Alas Jivana Nicha Janaha Saha Tahinana Vida Vipadabar Jivana Nicha Janaha Saha Tahinana Vida Vipadabar Namashraya Kore Chatane Tumi Takaha Panakaha Je Jivera Kalyana Sadhana Kaham Jagate Ase Imadurana Madurana Avijate Marata Panarupe Red Gagane Biraje Krishna Nama Shuddha Koriapan Chaurabaka Vinoda Pran Nama bina kichu nahikaro Chauda bhuva namaje Udilo aruna purabhabagi Dvijamane Gaura Mani Jage Bhakata Samoha Loyo Sate Gela Nagara Braje Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Sachidananda Bhaktivinod, Sachidananda Bhaktivinod. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. Jai. It's up to you. If you want more, we do more. Do another one if you want. Okay. We did well. Yes, you sing. Okay. Okay.
Ami Jamuna Puline? Jamuna Puline you've heard? Ami Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kihevi mi Sakhiya Ami Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kiherino Sakhiya Ami Jamuna Puline Kadam 2 beat it is. Yeah. Ami Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kiherinu Sakhiya Ami Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kiherinu Sakhiya Amar Shema Bansi Dhari Amar Shema Bansi Dhari Mani Vancha Pari Kore Leela Rasaraja Amar Shema Bansi Dhari Mani Vancha Pari Kore Leela Rasaraja Ami Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kihevi mi Sakhiya Ami Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kihevi mi Sakhiya Tara Ashtadala Pari Shri Radha Shri Hari Ashta Sakhi Parijana Tara Ashtadala Pari Shri Radha Shri Hari Ashta Sakhi Parijana Tara Sugitana Tane Tara Sugitana Tane Saba Sakhi Gane Tushiche Jugaladhane Tara Sugitana Tane Saba Sakhi Gane खुशीचे जुगल धाने आमी जमुना पुलीने कोदंब कानने की हेवी मी सखी आजा मी তখন কৃষ্ণ লীলা হেরি তখন কৃষ্ণ লীলা হেরি প্রকৃতি সুন্দরী বিস্তরিছে শোভবানে তখন কৃষ্ণ লীলা হেরি প্রকৃতি সুন্দরী বিস্তারিছে শোভবানে আমি যমুনা পুলিনে কদম্ব কাননে কি হেবি মি সখী আজা আমি যমুনা পুলিনে কদম্ব হেবি মি সখী আজা আমি ঘরে না যাইব আমি ঘরে না যাইব বনে প্রবেশিব ও লীলার সের তারে আমি ঘরে না যাইব বনে প্রবেশিব ও লীলার সের তারে আমি ঘরে না যাইব আমি ঘরে না যাইব বনে প্রবেশিব ও লীলার সের তারে আমি ঘরে না যাইব বনে প্রবেশিব ও লীলার সের তারে আমি তো জি কুলালা আমি তো জি কুলালা বজ ব্রজরা বিনোদে বিনতি করে আমি তো জি কুলালা আমি তো জি কুলালা বজ ব্রজরা বিনোদে মিনতি করে আমি যমুনা পুলিনে কদম্ব কাননে কি হেবি মি সখী আজা আমি যমুনা পুলিনে কদম্ব কাননে কি হেবি মি সখী আজা হরে কৃষ্ণা 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণা 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The other side? Okay. No, no, you finish it, finish. We are